Have you ever set up or managed a distributed database and are tired of the operational headache? Or are you considering moving to one for scalability and high availability reasons? Oftentimes you have to choose between scalability and consistency, but also ease of setup and manageability are important factors to consider. Hi, I'm Robert Kubis, and in this video series we talk about Google Cloud Spanner, a fully managed relational database service. So do you want to know how to provision and scale a mission-critical database in seconds without having to worry about consistency or maintenance windows? Stay tuned to find out. When you hear about Cloud Spanner, many things feel and sound like magic. A database that is horizontally scalable while offering strong consistency across zones, regions, or even globally. How is this possible? Before we look into some of the details and technologies how Cloud Spanner works, let us get your own instance up and running first. In the Google Cloud Console, search for Spanner, click on Create Instance, and you'll find all you need to set up your instance in one screen. You just name the instance, select the configuration, and how many nodes you want. Done. That was easy, right? But wait, what just happened? Let's take a moment here and talk about which configuration to choose and how many nodes to select. In Cloud Spanner, compute nodes and storage are separated to enable scaling each independently. On top, your nodes and data are replicated across multiple zones or even regions for higher availability. When choosing a configuration, you have the option between a regional instance in a particular location or a multi-region instance. Let's drill down a bit further here. In a regional configuration, your instance compute and storage gets distributed and replicated across 3 zones within one region. For instance, your West or US Central 1. Making sure your data stays available and consistent across hardware maintenance, software patches, or even a failure of an entire zone. But what if you need higher availability guarantees and a better read performance from different places? In that case, you can choose one of our multi-regional configurations, which distributes your instance to up to 4 regions across the globe. This allows for an entire region to become unavailable, while your database still works as normal from all the other regions. Having your data available in more than one region also enables faster reads from those regions. And the best of all, you don't have to worry about setting up your own replication or failover instances. All this is fully managed for you in one setting. Now what about nodes? For each node you request for your instance, you get compute resources in all zones and regions depending on your selected configuration. There is no need for difficult planning and forecasting and how many resources to provision up front. You can just change the number of instance nodes anytime you need more or fewer. You just click on Edit Instance, change the number of nodes, and done. Really easy. And if you like your keyboard more than your pointing device, you can do all this from the command line as well, or with our client libraries that are available in many languages. Your instance is now up and running. Actually, it has been ready and waiting for us since we clicked the blue little Create button. So let's go ahead and create a database and schema. It's recommended to do both at the same time. Schemas in Cloud Spanner are just like any other relational database. You have tables and columns that are strongly typed. And if you need to add a table or index or remove a column in the future, you can just do so without any downtime incurred. Cloud Spanner runs schema changes in a long-running transaction. But keep in mind, depending on individual statements that you execute for schema changes, they can range from minutes for adding a column to hours for backfilling an index on a large database. Now that your database is created, you can use our client libraries to write and read data. Cloud Spanner also speaks SQL, which lets you reuse and untest your existing skills of working with traditional relational databases. The next step is to look into loading some data and how to do this efficiently. Unfortunately, we are out of time in this episode and we'll keep that for the next one. So if you want to learn more about Cloud Spanner best practices and inner workings, follow this video series and check out the links in the description. In the next episode of Things I Learned About Cloud Spanner, we will look at how to pick the right primary keys to enable fast and efficient writes and reads. And remember, you don't need to sacrifice consistency for scalability.